Hey guys, Liana here, playing Bloodborne again. This game is like freaking heroin. The first experience is terrible, but then you get addicted. I'm not kidding. And it's making me think a lot of about game design and philosophy of game design, but that's going to be something I talk about next week. It's Feedback Friday right now, and so I talk about the stuff that people said to me about stuff during the week, and that's what we're doing here. Now, good news to report in this shower of blood. Good news. I did a video this week on the Lionhead Studios National Cleavage Day barmaid picture debacle, and I took what I thought was going to be a somewhat controversial view, and I'm sure there's people snarking about it somewhere on some corner of the internet. That's fine. Those are people I'm never going to please. But normally when I do something on that issue, and, you know, my approaches tend to be, I don't want to say nuanced because that sounds egotistical, but they're kind of complex. It's like, I do believe we need to get better at talking about gender. And, you know, I did point out one instance where coverage of that issue was objectifying, but, you know, I also took it from a body positive approach and a sex positive approach, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. And that, you know, obviously I like to comment, and I like to, hello Momo, I like to talk about when things go well. I only got one dislike on that video, and it's been viewed over 5,000, approaching 6,000 times now. So that's pretty amazing. And the question is, sorry if I get distracted guys, Binky and Momo are wrestling on me while I'm trying to play video games and talk to you. So if you hear strange noises, that is why. Or if I seem distracted. Binky, do not hit your brother. Ah, something hit me. See, lack of a pause button, Bloodborne, not good for pet owners. So, what was I? Ow! Binky just hit me. He scratched me. Ow, okay. Cat feedback tends to come in the form of blood. Perhaps this is why I like violent games. Anyway, so, overwhelmingly positive. Only got one dislike on a video about boobs. That's pretty amazing. Normally when I do stuff on feminist issues, the response, it's still, you know, on the whole positive response, but I tend to get more dislikes than that. And so, I mean, I don't even count one dislike because there's one person that just dislikes my videos as a rule. They live to do it. So, you know, you can't really, you can't really count that. I think it's funny. So, you know, that's a really good result, and I see stuff like that, and I think, you know, this whole thing about gaming being full of misogynist shitlords, the popular narrative that we're all sort of dealing with now, that's, you know, pretty proof positive that there's something amiss there, because my YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, is overwhelmingly male viewers, 95% male viewers. So, gaming and gamers don't have a problem with feminist thought, at least not the people that listen to me. And I really think that the gamers that don't have an inherent problem with listening to a feminist perspective outnumber the people who just won't listen, whether due to you know, an insurmountable personal bias, which sucks. It's too bad that some people feel that way. But, you know, I think most people just don't want to get yelled at. They're tired of getting shrieked at for not doing anything. And, you know, I think that this is something I'm really gonna take to heart. That there's no topic that we can't discuss like grown-ups, provided we act like grown-ups. And that's my takeaway from this week. I mean, I talked about the Pillars of Autumn thing as well, which fewer people really understood what I was saying. People are a little more polarized on that one. I think it's because, you know, people learning about and struggling with transgendered issues is a trickier one. It's newer. People aren't as used to it. So, overwhelmingly, I'm really encouraged. And I think that's really cool, and I think it's important. My personal philosophy anyway is that a proper critic, an honest critic, talks about what's good as well as what's bad. And I think that this is, you know, showing a really good side of gamers in the gaming community. So I'm very, very happy about that. Now, the question is, what do we do? Because this kind of positive stuff doesn't get headlines. It's hard to pitch a story of gamers like boobs, but still see women as people, which is essentially what's really going on. And I mean, there's nothing really controversial about that. It's, whoa, I've button fumbled. That sucks. Oh, okay, hello. Ha ha. I killed you. That's pretty awesome. I like these guys. But yeah, so we gotta sort of figure out what do we do? How do we approach this? And I'm looking Feedback Friday, calling for more feedback. I'm looking for suggestions, guys, at this point. I'm looking regarding where do I go next, because right now I'm dealing with the reality that my most popular videos on this YouTube channel all deal with feminist topics and topics involving women. But, you know, various websites don't want to host that sort of content right now because of the culture war, and they're waiting for things to cool down. But I'm not sure things are going to cool down unless we set an example of reasonable discussion on this issue. So it's sort of a catch-22. And that usually means the solution is Kickstarter. But I will be the first person to admit I don't know anything about doing a Kickstarter. I've never done one. So, what do I do? This is where I'm at right now. Hey, I can level up. So I go no further here because I hate the werewolves that are coming up after this. So that's sort of where I'm at. I'm looking for advice. So either tweet me, or I sometimes read the YouTube comments. I do comment, I do read them. I'll admit, I forget sometimes to read the YouTube comments because social media takes up a lot of time, and I'll be, all right, I was really good. I responded to a lot of people on Twitter today, and it's like, oh right, Facebook and YouTube, and I don't remember the last time I was on LinkedIn. I always have problems with the login on that thing for some godforsaken reason. But I'll keep this short. That's my request. Please, if anybody knows anything about funding for a series, because I don't just want to be constantly, you know, responding to Anita Sarkeesian. I think I think it's time I sort of took my thoughts and my views in a more proactive way and just see myself as an authority instead of a critic, which is where I've been sort of boxed into now just because of the dominance in the industry of one person. So please, looking for help, looking for advice of smart financial people about next steps regarding this issue. Because now we have numbers, and numbers is good. And, you know, 92,000 people, or 92,000 views on that Anita Sarkeesian first video. I don't know why there's so many more views on that than the other ones, but I won't look at Gift Horse of the Mouse. Maybe people just have very short attention spans. Okay, thanks guys, thanks for watching. Happy weekend. I'll be back with more specific comments on Bloodborne next week. And I don't know what this stat does, but I'll level it up anyway, 'cause I like to experiment. I thought that said blood feces. Oh my god, blood echoes. I thought that said feces at first. I was like, what? I really need more sleep.